Most of us meet rose as a symbol first. Valentine's Day, getting together a dozen roses with stems to hand to our beloved one. But long before she was a symbol, rose was a medicine. One of the oldest heart medicines on earth, older than any healing tradition still alive today, just about. And after years of sitting with Rose myself, I've recognized so much of her power to support in opening the heart the way that she opens herself, one petal at a time, with support, with softness in her own season. And not to mention, she's got the thorns that guard her foundation all the way down. So if your heart has felt closed by grief, by burnout, by years of giving more than you received, this video is for you. I'm going to share what rose medicine is, why nearly every ancestral lineage on this planet worked with her, and how she became one of my closest plant allies. I'm Christine Marie. I'm a medicine woman, a former registered nurse, an energy healer, and the founder of the Earth and Energy Medicine School. Let's begin. Rose has been here longer than we could even possibly know. There are fossils of wild roses that are around 35 million years old. 35 million. Roses blooming on this earth long before there was a single human being here. So when we work with Rose, we're the young ones in the relationship. She was here first, and she'll likely be here after. Humans began tending her about 5,000 years ago, in China specifically, and from there, almost every people on this planet found their way to her, which is so wild. In Egypt, rose petals were laid in tombs. They became medicine for the crossing, for those crossing the threshold into their next life. The Romans hung a rose over the council table to mark that everything spoken beneath it was held in confidence. Rose has been a keeper of the heart's secrets for a very, very long time. And in the lands of my own ancestors, specifically Syria and Lebanon, rose became something extraordinary. Over 1,000 years ago, healers there perfected the distillation of rose water, and it moved through everything: medicine, food, prayer. Guests were welcomed with rose water on their hands, and holy places were bathed in it, washed with it. And the Kaaba in Mecca is washed with rose water to this day. The damask rose, the great medicine rose of the world, carries the name of Damascus. So when I hold rose water, I'm holding something my grandmother's grandmothers held, and that has been everything to me. Even the Sufi poets, Rumi and Hafiz, which most of you would know, made rose the very image of the beloved. The open rose was the open heart. The nightingale singing to the rose all night long was the soul, longing for the divine. And on the other side of my lineage, in the Celtic and European world, Rose lived in the apothecary gardens of the monasteries. They called her the apothecary's rose, and folk healers gave her ailments of the heart, including grief. Medieval healers treated grief as a real sickness of the body, and rose was its medicine. People planted roses at thresholds and at graves, at every doorway between worlds. And the fact that we, as a Western culture, have lost these rituals is something I'm so determined to reclaim back and integrate into our day-to-day lives. So the beautiful thing is that Rose is an ally that's already in your lineage. Wherever your people come from, she was there. You don't need to borrow anyone else's tradition to meet her. The earth is the common root, and it connects us all to the sacred plant. So I want to tell you what rose medicine does and how it can support you. Rose helps you soften. She works on an armored or guarded heart, the heart that learned to stay closed to stay safe, the ones who hold the emotions for everybody else, like caregivers, nurses, mothers, healers, fathers. Rose also grieves with you. She lets grief release and sits with you at the gate of grief and stays as long as the grieving takes. With my work personally, when I worked with a rose ceremony and ritual a couple months ago, I was doing some deep ancestral healing on my mother's side, and Rose was there to bring upon the guardian of death that came through to help my spirit sister pass through the threshold in a way that she wasn't able to be honored when she passed away. And if it wasn't for a rose and the connection to her, I wouldn't have had that opportunity to have that ritual and to create that healing experience in my lineage. And to this day, it's still present and alive within me. Also, rose holds a boundary. That's why rose has thorns. It teaches us that, yes, the heart can be soft and open and sovereign, and also fiercely protected. So she teaches us the practice of discernment when we are opening up ourselves to love, to giving and receiving, and also says, don't mess with me. Respect my heart, respect who I am. And so there are many ways I've worked with people with working with Rose. You can work with her with rose tea, which I have right now. You can use rose water. I've made some rose oils that I have for sale if you want to just have a ritual rose oil. It's really lovely to put around your body. Taking rose baths is also another great opportunity to bring in nourishment and replenishment. Rose is also beautifully paired with tobacco or cacao in a ritual ceremony setting. And you can just have a single rose on your ancestor altar. So those are the certain ways that you can work with rose. And here's what I want you to hear underneath all of this. If you feel drawn to rose, if something in you felt resonant to anything that I was speaking about, her history, about her medicine, trust that pull. That's your medicine recognizing itself, and perhaps you're calling in a rose as an ally to deepen relationship with. I believe every one of us is born with a healing gift, and this medicine, like rose, can support us with that remembering, because when we have deep gifts and deep connections to ourselves, and we've been traumatized or wounded, and our heart has closed, then rose can be the one to help open up that gateway again. And if you feel like this is something that you want to connect with deeper, then you might be a candidate for my Earth and Energy Medicine School, which is a 7-month practitioner training where you learn to work with the earth, with energy, and with allies like Rose inside a real method and a real community. If you are looking to go deeper, you can go to my website in the description below and apply for the school. The other option, simultaneous option, would be to do a rose devotional where essentially we open up a ceremonial container for you, whether it's via virtual or in person, and you're here to work with rose personally to clear away all distractions so that you and this medicine can be present. And then as you work with her, there's prompts and meditations and healing exercises that we work together on that brings healings, teachings, wisdom, and medicine to you. So if you're interested in learning more, go ahead and visit the links below. And know that Rose has been opening hearts for thousands of years. She's never in a hurry. And you'll know when your time is ready to be with her. So thank you for being here. May your heart be soft and may your thorns stay present. And may you open to the oldest heart medicine there is. Sending you lots of love and bye for now.